Yeah. Let's get it, yo. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Break Room Sports Podcast, Season 3. In the place to be, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at the Fine Motive Studios here in Gowanus, Brooklyn. Big shout outs to Aaron Ross, as always, holding us down. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and better than ever. It's your boy Phil, aka Scorpio P, with the one and only Ace the Legend.
Who hate better than me?
Nobody, baby! Of course, we got everybody's favorite stepdad, NickTheModel.
How you doing? Tell your mama I'm back.
And of course, the one, the only, Matt DiGiacomo in the building.
How you doing, all?
Yo, it is great to be back, y'all. Great to be back. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of things to go through, especially when it comes to tomorrow. I'm just going to dive right into it. Tomorrow, the NFL season begins.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
More interesting.
This is probably going to be one of the craziest NFL seasons ever. So many new faces in new places. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm gonna start with you, Ace. What are you looking for this season that like you're expecting to be kind of like a jump from the last one?
Oh, the biggest thing I expect to see is, you know what I'm saying, in February, that Lombardi go back to Indianapolis, Indiana. You heard? That's the biggest jump.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Make sure you got that. You know what I'm saying? Because when February comes and we holding that trophy, I just want a picture or a gif of these two saying I'm delusional.
You sound like the Cowboys fans right now.
Yes,
This year's our year.
I will issue a public apology.
Listen, bro. We've actually won since Clinton was in office. The Cowboys haven't. Neither have the Jets.
But I'm a Giants fan, so what are you saying?
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Because we beat the greatest quarterback of time twice in the Super Bowl. That's
That's
it.
not what we're here to talk about.
Okay, cool. But yeah.
But yes, NFL season begins tomorrow with the Bills versus the Rams at SoFi Stadium. So the reigning and defending Super Bowl champions are facing who everyone is believing, including myself, a good amount of people rather, to be the ones to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year, and that's the Bills. More on that later on. We also got to talk about Serena Williams, the one, the only. She played her final match of her career at this year's U.S. Open. She lost to Ajla Tomljanovic from Australia. It was such a good match, yo. It was such a good match. Such a good match.
GOAT.
And y'all saw it?
I saw the highlights. She really is the GOAT. Like, you got, like, there hasn't been a woman that has dominated the sport like her in any field, to be honest, besides Simone Biles. Like, to be honest with you.
Nah, I hear you.
It's just always interesting to see a legend go. We saw it with Jeter, we saw it with Kobe. You know, we seen it with Serena, we're going to see it with Tiger, and we're going to see it with LeBron, and it's like, these are
iconic
pantheon greats, and like Serena's been such an icon to black people in general, especially black girls. Like, you can't ask for much more from Serena. And also Venus and Amanda, and also Richard Williams, their father, did a great job as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Definitely left a nice legacy behind for like, and we see what Coco Gauff is doing right now. All she's talking about is Serena's influence.
I mean,
and even Naomi said a lot about what Serena meant to her.
For the last 20 years, you can't talk about women's tennis and not talk about Serena. Like, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
So it's like dominance over a long period of time as a president. Yeah.
And yeah, Naomi said she grew up like as a fan of her, right?
Absolutely.
Inspired her.
So you mentioned women's tennis.
For sure, it's one of those things we always talk about it in art. The person could go, but their impact stays. It rings true for Serena as well, and athletes of that stature who have paved the way in such a way that, you know, their influence will always be here.
Etching the game, yeah.
Nah, seriously. All right, so with that being said, something else I want to also mention. So last time we like really spoke, we were in the A talking about this was back in June, talking about KD getting wanting to be traded, requesting a trade.
What did I say?
And as you said, nothing happened.
Called it from miles away.
Nothing really took place there. So, I mean, Matt, what do you think? Because I already know what Nick thinks. Nick called it from the get-go. Do you think that this was just all a big facade from KD, just throwing his fist up in the air at the whole Kyrie situation?
I don't know. I think he's a temperamental guy, so he was probably in his feelings and a little bit upset with how last season ended, getting bounced in the first round.
First time and it being swept too.
So I don't see the Nets doing anything. First of all, the asking price is way too high. No one's gonna meet that because KD is not a proven winner, similar to Donovan Mitchell, and I'm really glad the Knicks didn't overpay for him. KD's been to the finals.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
Hot takes in the A block, y'all.
Bro,
He came out
coming out hot for season.
Donovan, I ain't talking about you.
I'm tiptoe, just letting everyone else have
Great-
fucking mind.
great
He said, yo, KD is not a proven winner. Ooh, I can't wait for that segment.
And sure, in the regular season, he's got an MVP,
Listen,
right?
you don't gotta explain yourself to me, bro.
We ain't gonna even get into it. We're gonna say that juice later. Sheesh.
Word.
I will say though, you said it was in response to the Kyrie situation. I think this offseason proved this wasn't in response to the Kyrie thing. I think this proved that this had nothing to do with Kyrie. This had everything to do with the organization.
Yeah, this was more about the organization more than Kyrie. I think Kyrie is still gonna end up in LA at some point.
We'll see.
Yep. Also, notwithstanding, y'all know I love my college football. So, y'all know about the college football playoff. They have the top 4 teams each year duke it out for the national championship.
Not anymore.
In the big bowl games. And not anymore.
Yeah.
They've expanded that shit. Now, every New Year's 6 bowl game is a quarterfinal. Because now they've expanded it to 12 teams. So they've added more to these kids' plate, sure, but everyone has been going on over and over how top heavy the playoff has been in so many years, and especially now with once again the SEC having all of this dominance, and with NIL now being a factor, people jumping to other conferences being a factor in the coming years. There's a lot at play, and they pretty much were forced their hand.
I want to
Nick, what do you
say,
think?
in the words of Ace, as far as people complain about it being top heavy, in the words of Ace would say, "Nigga, get good." I mean, you're not gonna be mad at me because your program isn't exceeding at the level that you want it to, and then you expect to get this talent. That's not. You can't be mad at me because we're doing what we need to do.
All I gotta say is, some legacy is about to change.
100%.
A lot.
Some legacies are about to change.
Some dynasties are going to fall. There's going to be a lot of upsets. There's going to be a lot of friction in college football this year, especially among the fan base.
Yes, sir. About to enter a whole new
it's going to be a lot of shit talking coming out from different areas now that you're oh, we ain't even used to talk to y'all. we ain't used to have a conversation with y'all. We left y'all over there. Now it's oh, okay.
Sir.
Yeah, we're oh, we gotta face y'all now in a quarterfinal. Yes, you do now. Absolutely. That's gonna be very, very interesting.
I like it.
Very interesting. Also,
and it translates to the NFL as well.
It does. Mm-hmm. It really does. Because especially with the plethora of talent that's now staying in certain places because of NIL, you have these players that are making names for themselves for the NFL to see, and now with the expanded playoff, you're gonna have schools like Wisconsin, you're gonna have schools like fucking Northwestern, you're gonna have schools like UCLA, who's about to join the Big Ten really soon. More on that later. You're gonna have Cincinnati back at some point. I'm not mentioning any of the big dogs like Alabama, Ohio State, who we know are gonna be there usually. but
it's good. Good for the game. Good for the players. Getting a spotlight shine on them.
I feel like
it was inevitable.
This has been the best sports move as far as further in the game in the last couple of years.
You think more so than NIL?
No, I mean that's comparable though. I feel like.
Well, NIL was a cornerstone.
I feel like it goes hand in hand. I feel like it's like a chain effect. Like NIL makes it,
NIL
like
makes it
huge.
possible.
I feel like it's huge, and I can't wait to see how this translates into January. Like, I'm gonna be a kid in the
There's
candy
one
store,
game
bro.
to talk about this weekend that's gonna be very telling of this, and it's gonna be Alabama at Texas. So y'all, if y'all watch any game this weekend, like college game, watch that game.
I don't think anybody's happier to hear that the college football playoff expanded to 12 teams, more so than LSU right now.
Wow.
Why is that?
Hot takes?
Yeah.
Hot takes? Yo, okay.
We gonna hold that shit because we gonna get to that. Because we gonna get to that in our news break.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that bad feeling you having right now, Matt, is only as bad as the bad summer that the Yankees had.
Oh man, no, they really did have a bad summer. Like, they started out as one of the best teams in the American League going into June, going into July rather, and then by the time August was over, they were like what 10-28.
They ain't been the same since the Mets got a hold of them guys, man.
Of course, yo, the
They
Mets
ain't
have been
been the
going crazy. So I don't know. A lot of people were hoping for like a Yankees Mets like World Series. I really don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening. We'll get more into that later.
The Yankees will be lucky if they still remain in the playoffs, right?
Well, they still got Aaron Judge and his running for that home run record. So there you go.
And what? They're 4 games up on
Yeah,
in the division.
yeah, the 4 games up in the division right now. I mean, they're like.
They'll bring it home. Aaron Judge will bring it home. He'll win his MVP award this year.
I think he'll win MVP this year.
And that'll be it?
And that'll be it. And then, of course...
They don't want no smoke, though.
They don't. I'll tell you something else, though, when it comes to smoke. Like, the U.S. men's national team wants all the smoke this year with the World Cup coming up. So, real quick, the World Cup, the reason it didn't happen this summer is because it's in Qatar. And if anyone knows anything about Qatar, is that it's like 120 to 140 degrees there during the summertime. So they had to make it during December when it's like 80, 82 degrees. And they had to go to a whole new stadium and everything. But a lot of people have been talking about this iteration of the men's national team and headed by the boy wonder Christian Pulisic, and how this is probably the best chance that we have making a statement at the World Cup. I don't believe that we'll win it.
Getting out the second round, man.
Yeah, we'll get out the second round. I think is definitely a possibility. Because at that point we'll probably...
About fucking time.
Yeah, exactly, right? Finally, we finally have
Who root for Argentina? Nigga, I'd never root for them. It's he's like, I don't even like Argentina.
They don't need my support.
I was like, yeah, they can get bad by
Argentina does not
themselves.
need my support. They don't need my support. Neither does Brazil. So, but yes. But real quick, something that was really cool that I saw over the weekend, talking about college football. So, y'all know Jackson State, Deion Sanders. Did y'all see his son against FAMU?
Yes,
Was that
sir.
600 else?
What? That shit?
I was watching the press conference.
LeBron James said, so tough, hated was against FAMU, but hey, he went 18 of 20, 170 passing yards, 3 TDs, and 17 straight completions.
You saw what Deion Sanders said about
Impressive
it?
stat
What do
line.
you say about it?
Damn.
You sure they said he had 5 touchdowns? He threw for 3?
Huh?
Did he throw for 3? But it says he has 5.
He threw for 3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just as a passer. He threw
Bro,
for
in the
3.
fourth quarter, my man was sitting there on the sideline, pads off, ice on. And by ice, I don't mean the cold version. I
Oh,
mean,
no. Dripping.
He was dripping.
No, he prime time son.
That is.
If you ever watch his show,
Deion's son.
that's prime time son.
Deion's son.
And you can
For
see
real.
the standard that Deion holds his son to.
All of them.
So his whole team, but most of you're my son. You got to be better than everybody else.
And his son is a safety on the team. He hurt right now.
Yeah.
But
Shit.
his son is a problem too.
Yo, fam, there has not been he's not draft eligible until 2024, but an HBCU quarterback hasn't been drafted since 2006 in the second round.
He'll
with
be
Lamar
drafted.
Jackson. I think that he has a very strong
No, it's a guarantee. They're gonna draft the kid.
Hey, listen.
Look at his lineage. Look at it, like the excitement he brings. So it's ticket sales, revenue. It's like,
and he's humble.
And he plays a good game.
They're gonna run the table in their conference. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
they're gonna run the table in their conference. They're gonna gain a lot of, and that was a nationally televised game. They barely nationally televised HBCU games anymore. So the fact that happened, yeah, sure, it was Deion Sanders, but it just says a lot about where HBCUs now are going. Also with football and their sports as well being broadcast.
Definitely, I think what is the number one quarterback coming out of the class of 2025? He's like 18, Nico.
Yep.
Nico is going to HBCU as well. There's
Yes,
a lot of kids. Him and Trevor. I forgot where Trevor's from.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of kids are choosing HBCUs now, and I'm loving the look that it's having on the league.
Dawn of a new era.
Dawn of a new era. Dawn of a new era. Just like this new era with this podcast, y'all. We are here for season 3, back better than ever. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna be right back after this, y'all. Don't go anywhere. It's TBR season 3. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to TBR Season 3 premiere. We are in the motherfucking building as per usual. Alright, so getting back from break. So in this block we gotta talk about, we're going into some NBA news right now. And the first thing, of course, we touched on it a little bit before, and that's KD not getting traded. So a lot of people within the league, they believe that the Nets didn't really make like a legitimate effort to really trade him. Contrary to popular belief, what were you talking about before?
They want a king's ransom for that man, son. You're not gonna give up prime Kevin Durant, no matter what team you are, because what is it, 25 and 10? He's gonna give you 4 assists if anything. Like any team needs that. You need a scorer. You have a 7-foot shooter. Anybody's gonna pick it up. That's why everybody's going crazy for Victor. Like, but it's too high of a ask because they want your whole organization. For their need. They want 10 picks. I want him, and 5 picks.
KD got something, bro. That's what it comes down to.
That's how
like, we don't need to sugarcoat it, nothing like that.
There's nothing to talk about.
KD got something, bro. That's really all we saw this offseason. Every time he threw his hands up, it was like, yo, that's not happening. We're not firing the GM. We're not firing the coach. Hang it up. We're going to pay Kyrie what we want to pay Kyrie, when we want to pay Kyrie, for as long as we want to pay Kyrie. You could sit out. You could do whatever you want. You're not about to control what we do over here. That's pretty much what Brooklyn said. And that's what we saw play out. It also helped that Gobert went for what he went for.
Exactly. That's what I was about to bring up.
It messed up the trade market.
Yes.
And you're right. Like, if it didn't make sense, if they could have got that King's ransom, I think they would have traded him just to get the whole situation over with, and they get to start over. But being that they couldn't get all of that, you're not about to dictate what we do here and make these decisions, and that's what we saw happen to KD.
He's under contract for what, another 4 seasons? So yeah, he has no leverage.
He got no leverage to start with.
No leverage at all.
He doesn't have a play option, right?
Like, he doesn't have a play option.
No. So no, you gotta stay here, bro.
They paid you, bro. They just paid you, bro.
He just gave him.
At some point, one of these ownership groups had to push back, and this is what we saw. Do you think we see that from? If that's LeBron, you think we see that same pushback?
No.
I don't know.
But but LeBron demands a different level of respect. KD is saying all the time. KD all the time saying, "I'm not a leader." So like, why are you trying to make decisions?
That goes to what Matt said though. Matt said he's not a proven leader.
No, he said not a proven winner.
Proven winner.
I know. Okay.
That was so different. I was like,
to be fair, he has won 2 championships, right, with the Warriors, but they were a championship team without him. Right? LeBron made Cleveland a championship team. He made Miami a championship team. He made the Lakers a championship team when he went to all those places.
Miami did win a chip before you got there, but I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have that one. D-Wade had a chip before you got there. I'm gonna let you have that one though.
They don't win that chip without Bron. It ain't close without Bron.
No, I don't.
Bron was the clear leader.
I'm not saying.
And engine of those teams that won them championships. There's a little bit of a difference of what Bron did in Miami than what KD did in Golden State.
No, KD filled in a role.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Bron came to play.
Wait a second.
Play as equals with D-Wade. Kevin, we just beat your ass last year, so that was up. Like, it don't even matter.
That's why I don't have a problem with Matt's statement. I don't know if I 1,000% agree with it, but I don't got a problem with Matt's statement because Matt is right.
And he's a great scorer. He is 100%, but he's not winning shit on his own.
It comes with different connotations.
Yeah,
So
because it's like you could win.
What I
but then
believe Matt is
then.
trying to say is that he's not the focal piece, but he's the ultimate complementary piece, is what I think you're trying to say, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
he can be, sure,
in.
but I don't think he can win a chip.
I think
On his own, yeah.
Or like with the Thunder and Westbrook and Harden.
I feel like when you say this person's a winner, we having an intangibles conversation opposed to a production conversation. We start talking about late in the game. What happens when you go to overtime game 7 with Milwaukee? Do you run out of gas and start shooting air balls, or do you find a way to make this shit happen?
Good point.
It's intangibles. And when we start talking about intangibles, Kevin Durant is bottom tier, and we know that. And that's the reason why you don't got that cachet to be able to move the league around to your will.
Well, listen to this shit, because according to NBA reporter Ethan Strauss, league insiders viewed the Nets' attempt to trade Durant as largely fake and felt that they were mostly a facade conducted simply to suggest the effort, with an ultimate goal of getting KD to remain in Brooklyn.
What you mean getting him to me? You staying, bro?
They signed him.
Because what? Who paying the bag? Who paying the bag? That's what I want. It's Kevin Durant. I want the bag. He don't want 2 championships. You got an MVP. I need the bag. Because you still, what, you 35, 36?
He's
33.
33. So yeah, you still got another 5, 6 years on you.
Yeah.
I need the bag. I need the bag.
Bro, niggas is playing, bro. Like,
I need the bag. I need 5 first rounds. I need 3 swaps. I need that.
but
This nigga
like,
said 5 first rounds.
the interesting thing about the whole KD situation is like the table was set by what happened in Utah.
Oh,
Yep.
the clusterfuck that I told you
yeah,
about.
the clusterfuck.
Listen though. I want to be clear, right?
Don't talk to me.
Utah, Danny Ainge turned Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell
Into 14 picks.
into Malik Beasley, Taylor Horton Tucker, Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, 4 other players that, you know what I'm saying, has yet to
Less
materialize
consequential.
into anything. This is the kicker right here, bro. We got a 2023 first round pick, 2025 first round pick swaps,
And
a 2026 first round pick swap, 2 of them. In 2027 they got 2 first round picks. In 2028 they got a pick swap. In 2029 they got 2 first round picks.
Yeah,
that's not theirs. They just picked it up,
That's how you rebuild a motherfucking franchise.
bro.
That's
And I'm not mad. What's crazy?
it's what Sam Presti did.
Niggas got a king
with
razor for
Paul
Rudy
George
Gobert.
and Russell Westbrook all over again. Turn them niggas into 14 picks. Into
I don't
14
think-
players.
I don't think either one of those trades were terrible trades.
Oh, nah, they were fantastic trades.
No, I feel like
For Danny Ainge.
like
No,
No,
you thought
all
That
parties
was good for the
involved.
Timberwolves?
No, I feel like the
How
Clippers.
much they paid for Gobert? They
what's your
overpaid.
alternative? What's your alternative?
What the fuck is their alternative?
You got a soft ass big man and Carl Anthony Towns. That's not a rim protector.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
Screw that, bro.
I'm not
you got
arguing.
Anthony Edwards in his 3rd year. That's the reason why that's not a bad trade. Because
Yep.
you know, whatever happens, everything is centered around Anthony Edwards. If you need to move on from Cat, you're gonna build around Anthony Edwards. If you need to move on from Gobert, you'll build it. Like, those picks ain't gonna be as valuable as what Rudy Gobert can provide from that team.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
got a
because
test
it's
run
presence.
of what Rudy Gobert will do in Minnesota with what Valanciunas has done in New Orleans,
Yep.
and what Steven Adams has done in Memphis. You need to anchor that. You need to anchor that rim position down.
And Cat is not that.
No, he's not. And Gobert is probably the best defensive player in the NBA.
That's
He's
hot
one
take.
of the best. That's a hot take.
One of the best rim
One of the
defenders.
best.
I'm not gonna say best defenders. Period. That's a tall order.
Yeah, I think Robert Williams has something over him. But that's just me.
What? We're gonna be one of the best defenders in the league? I'm not saying that.
That's not what he said.
Who? I said rim protectors.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
But-
Like,
He said defense altogether. I was like, hey, wait a minute, man.
that's the one thing that
he's got
this is why I like that for Rudy
DPOY.
Gobert. Because now you don't need to be the best defensive player on the floor like they was trying to false present you as in Utah. You get to just stay by the rim.
If it's Cat can go out there chasing that around if he wants to. And then by the time you get up to go do something, here come Rudy.
And he can space the floor and shoot the three also.
And speaking of the Jazz, what about Donovan Mitchell?
I like listen, first of all,
So-
New York Knicks fans, I was right.
I don't know who. Oh my
Fucking
God!
right.
That's what I'm just thinking. to
I need all
myself,
y'all to cash
Who
that
thought
me.
this was going to happen?
Not me, nigga.
The
Not-
A is stacked. The A is stacked, bro. Cleveland is a real player out there now.
Yeah.
Yo,
You got, bro. That starting
Yo.
lineup is ridiculous.
100%.
I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland fifth in the East right
Ooh,
now.
that's tough. I'm gonna give you 7th.
You give me 7? Okay,
I'm gonna
I'll
give you
say
7.
6th in that case.
I won't
see
even-
where I've gone.
bro.
I'll say they're gonna be 6.
Here's the thing, bro. They're nice enough to fuck somebody up.
That's what I think.
Because if we
They're
being
gonna upset
honest, bro,
somebody.
We have what? Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell. We have
Jared Allen.
Evan Mobley,
Evan Mobley.
and then we have
Harris is coming back off the bench. Kevin Love is going to be off the bench.
and then we have
Isaac Okoro.
That's
Scotty
a
Barnes.
really good roster now.
Nah, that's
a
fine.
really good lineup.
Bro, you got, and then Isaac Okoro just gets to
Yeah,
hit corner
Isaac
threes
Okoro
and play
gets hit
defense.
corner threes all
Bro,
day.
you gotta also look at the East like this. You got Milwaukee out there, you got Chicago out there, you got Boston out there, you got Miami still there, Philly's still there, and you got Boston still there. I think if I didn't say.
You said Boston.
so that would be
So that would
Bro.
be 6.
At least two teams. Two of those series is gonna occupy 4 of those teams. So
Exactly.
somebody got to knock each other off. So
Yeah,
if this road gets paid for them correctly, I could see Cleveland in the conference championship game, bro.
Yo!
Because some people got to take people out. And
Yeah, someone
we know that-
got to drop off.
We know the way the
You're
regular
absolutely
season
right.
works, bro. The regular season works in a way that, like, somebody could go down for 30 games and now they in the playoff seed.
yeah.
And you're right that they're definitely trending in the right direction, but conference championships, I'm not sure.
Bro,
I mean-
Also, Atlanta's significantly improved
that too.
this
Like,
offseason.
I mean,
And Brooklyn is going to be better
are we
too.
gonna say significantly improved or found a piece they needed? I don't want to say. I feel like it's a huge jump, but Deontay is gonna relieve some of the pressure on Trey. I don't feel like until we see it in game for real. Cause I seen it during the program. Shit look good. It look good.
But
It look good in the program.
you also got to remember this though, bro. Like, Atlanta lost a lot of games last year because of one thing. They didn't have a secondary ball handler, and they also didn't have anybody on the perimeter to play defense. You solved 2 issues. So now, like, they wasn't that much worse than what they was the year before. They was just missing a piece. Now
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm
got a
saying.
piece.
That's what
So
I'm-
yeah, they significantly improved with 1 piece.
We gonna see it. We gonna
But
see it.
Cleveland, you also got to think about this. There's 5 people on the court at a time. So now you telling me you got 48 minutes of elite rim protection and big man play, and then you got 2 guards that could dominate a game. It's gonna get real interesting in the
Darius and,
playoffs.
Very,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yo, Darius game this especially this last year.
Lord.
I don't know if y'all been watching
I
any
can't-
program games, but Darius been in
But
his
Milwaukee
bag.
got
I can't
better,
wait for
and
that
Philly got
Cavaliers
better, bro.
Knicks game.
One of the biggest all-season moves.
That's gonna be hilarious.
2 of the biggest all-season moves came from the same team. Philly picked up PJ Tucker and Montrezl Harrell.
And Montrezl Harrell. Holy shit. Montrezl Harrell is a Sixer.
monster.
Bro.
Wow.
So you brought some championship pedigree, some real toughness, and you brought real spark off the bench now.
Yep.
Bro, it's gonna be
You
a
got- you-
real
6 man of the
interesting.
year.
And my Trez is really he really about that smoke. Like he ain't gonna.
Yes, he is.
He really,
Yes, he is.
Bro,
He
we
built for
gonna-
Philly.
We're gonna get more into what's going on in the
Well,
A with
Philly's a real team now.
when we start doing our NBA preview, bro.
Yes.
But this is the most exciting I've been for an NBA season in a long time, bro. Because the West is stacked too.
What?
Everything was good, to be honest.
Everything's stacked.
Like everybody got better, bro.
Yo.
Except for the Knicks.
Yeah, well, we will get
Knicks
to
are
that
running
in
it back.
due time. We will get to that in due
Listen,
time.
listen.
Julius Randle
No,
won't
listen,
touch the
listen.
basketball except when he's shooting.
Give it to RJ.
Fucking.
As soon as he start posting up, give it to RJ.
Brunson. Anyway,
No.
before we get to that, we'll talk to that. We'll talk about that later. When we get to that, I want to talk again. Go back to the NFL real quick. So, second block. Let's get into it. So, we all know once again the NFL season starts tomorrow, and if that notwithstanding, we have a couple conundrums going on. In the NFC, the biggest conundrum right now would probably be Trey Lance is about to be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. But in contrast, they kept Jimmy G around. Re-signed him, I think, for like another $6 million or something like that.
Is he still recovering from the surgery, or he's fully?
I don't know. They said he's healthy. So
They probably did it just in case the young kid don't work out.
I think that's horrendous, if you ask me.
No.
Yes, I do.
He did it to himself. That's what you chose to do.
It's good to have insurance.
No. I think that this is something that Kyle Shanahan is not telling us. Like, it shouldn't take you this long for Trey Lance, first off, to be starting, and second of all, especially with the Super Bowl roster that they have.
Why not?
Fam, if you are giving the team to Trey Lance, why keep Jimmy G there anyway?
Bro,
Because
it's only been a year, bro. Think about the times that we've seen a team go from having an established quarterback to a young quarterback.
I don't know, bro.
We've seen this. We've seen this
reportedly
3
was
times now
annoyed
in the
when he
last.
found out.
We've seen this 3 times in the last 10 years or so, right? We saw it happen with Alex Smith twice when Kaepernick came in his second season and got the reins. When Patrick Mahomes came in his second season and got the reins. Now we see it with Jimmy G and Trey Lance, where Trey Lance is getting the reins, bro. Like we've seen it take a year before. As a matter of fact, most of the successful transitions, it came a year after
They were drafted.
a year after they were drafted, when they got an opportunity to sit and learn a little bit. Even Lamar sat down for 8 games.
You got to. You can't.
I don't think that's a bad thing that it took a year, but I also don't think that it's bad that they kept Jimmy G, because at the end of the day, what's the number one objective here? To win a Super Bowl.
They do have a Super Bowl roster.
We saw it work out for Philly when they brought back Nick Foles to back up Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz go down and they go get a chip.
It also.
So you think that that's something that basically is their safety net?
Yeah, because
There's no way that you could convince me that Jimmy G is not an asset to that 49ers roster.
No, he's an absolute asset to the 49ers.
Whatever.
I'm not saying that he isn't.
So are you upset that he's the backup quarterback?
No, what I'm upset about is that it almost makes it seem as if they're putting Trey Lance in this light that he's not ready yet.
He might not
be. He still needs to be babysat by him.
But you need a backup quarterback regardless, do we not?
You do need a backup
So why not have a veteran
that's already in house, knows our offense, has taken us to the promised land before?
Because they had suitors for Jimmy G that they could have really gotten something for him.
Fuck yeah.
Why? Again, why would I could run it back just in case Trey not working out mid-season? We can go back to our old shit and fuck up. You know, game plan for Trey. You gotta play Jimmy G. That's a whole different offense now. Now you looking at it like, oh shit, okay. What are you gonna do mid-season when we switch our offense? We go back to Jimmy G.
To be honest, if I'm an opposing offensive coordinator, I want to face Jimmy G because I have tape on Jimmy G. I don't have any.
But now you got that veteran presence. You don't really
any type of shit on Trey Lance.
You don't really have a drop off. But like we seeing a team with two quarterbacks. We see another team that got no quarterbacks pretty soon in Baltimore.
Yo. I'm not gonna say that I'm worried about Lamar Jackson, but I'm worried about Lamar Jackson.
Listen, pay that man his bag. Pay that man his bag.
Guaranteed.
Y'all just paid all these receivers. Pay that man his bag.
It's not even so much as the receivers. It's just, yes, everyone is still going on about the whole Deshaun Watson shit, but here's what everyone needs to understand. Lamar Jackson is going to. It was supposed to be Deshaun Watson, which is kind of ends up being like the big domino that falls. Every other domino is going to fall. What's going to happen when Justin Herbert has to get paid? What's going to happen when Joe Burrow has to get paid? Like, these are guys who people are talking about in the MVP conversation as well right now. So,
what they got to do with me? My bag.
So what I'm saying is that it almost as if Baltimore doesn't want to be the one to reset the league again. I'm like,
you got
Fam,
You somebody got to though. Because
you can't let him go
goes, finals,
He was a unanimous MVP, was he not?
Bro, first off, this is what I want to say.
3 years ago.
If I'm Kansas City
Doesn't
right
matter.
now, if I'm Kansas City right
you would say that
now,
about Steph.
I'm showing up to Patrick Mahomes' house and I'm giving him a big ass hug and an extra 200 million. Bro, for real, bro. Look, what type of discount did he give them?
A good one.
That's like a hacked Amazon Prime stick at this point, bro.
Fam.
We thought 400 M's was the bag whole time. We seeing some ridiculous shit happen. He got 400 over 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
This nigga just signed for 235 guaranteed, bro.
Wow. Like, yo, I'm renegotiating. Like, what are you talking about?
For like 5 of them, bro.
I'm renegotiating, bro.
And he gonna hit the negotiation table again in his prime.
It's like,
And they trying to hold down on Lamar. Bro, we about to see Kirk Cousins part 2, bro. You only gonna have to pay him more. The later it gets, the more you gonna have to give that.
You really gonna franchise tag him twice. You're gonna franchise tag him twice. He's gonna go up each year, then he's gonna leave and get like the biggest bag in his.
And he don't gotta pay the 20% because he represented
doesn't
himself.
get injured. Because he's a quarterback who runs a lot.
Bro, if
right?
he get hurt, they still gonna pay him, bro. They still gonna pay him, bro. We just seen this man, Deshaun Watson, go out and have like 100 million cases against this man.
Yeah.
And they paid him 230 fully guaranteed, bro.
If someone that doesn't affect his productivity on the field.
Bro,
he's not even playing for 8 games this season. What are you talking about?
Okay, it affects his availability. It doesn't.
Yeah, but imagine what it is like to not play football for 8 months, for
a year,
and get paid. I'm chilling. I'm on a bench with the niggas kicking it. The bench warmers. Yo, bro, you see him? He got
Time out though. You also got to take this into consideration, Matt. This ain't 05, bro. A ACL tear don't end your career no more.
That is true.
We just seen KD tear his whole leg off, and they gave him a bag because they know KD is KD, bro. It's a different sport.
Let him take a year off.
It's a different sport, yes, bro. But Peyton Manning was almost paralyzed, and they gave that boy a bag coming back, bro.
That's a fact.
And he was almost 48 when it happened, bro.
What 140 mil?
Bro, like, what are you talking about?
Listen.
They not only did they pay him, they gave him the whole keys of the franchise. What receivers you want to keep? What coaches will you want to keep? What offense you want to run? Bro, what you think they're going to do for Lamar Jackson at 26?
I mean, Ravens is a different organization.
And now it's not going to be the Ravens at that point. Somebody's going to
think about it. That's what I'm saying.
Either he going to end up on the open market and we're going to see what they just did for Deshaun Watson times 10 because he's not going to come with no baggage, or the Ravens is going to have to take him and give him the bag.
I just want to see him get his bag.
Listen, Kirk Cousins, I need it
bro,
every year.
Bag coming. One way or another, the bag coming, bro.
Speaking of Kirk Cousins, he's going to have a good season too.
Listen, I need to see it.
Adam Thielen coming back.
Yeah, Thielen coming back, still got Justin Jefferson. They're going to be a
Still
good
got a
team.
little defense.
Listen, I need to see it.
But nah, that is absolutely hysterical.
He's getting that bag, bro.
So you got
I hope you're right.
You got
I would love to see
They're
him.
my
if you
dark
get
horse
quiet-
to make the AFC Championship.
Listen,
And it seems like 50 a year is like the new gold standard for a quarterback, right? So if he can get that, I would love that. I would love to see
if you
Lamar
get
get
real
paid.
quiet at any time and you just listen out a little bit, you're going to be able to hear the sound of the Brinks truck backing up to his door from all the way over here.
Exactly. You're going to hear it all down the fucking video.
You feel me?
Oh man, that's definitely something to look forward to. But yes, with that being said, y'all, we're going to take another short break. When we get back, we're going to get back to some news from previously and also check out the games of the week and this upcoming NFL season, which starts tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for season 3, better than ever. Do not go anywhere. It's TBR.
It's good.
Welcome back to the Red Blue Sports Podcast, everybody. And now it's time for the news. Let's get into our news break.
Here we go.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So, Going with some news real quick. So as we were talking before about Serena, so of all the GOATs in sports, a lot of people are saying that Serena Williams is definitely up there with all like the big GOATs that we usually talk about, greatest of all time. And she pretty much proved that going down in like a blaze of glory as she did over the weekend. Matt, real quick, what did you think of Serena's last match, for what you were able to see?
I mean, I didn't actually watch the match. I just watched the highlights like you. But definitely, like, when you compare her to Tom Brady, might be the only one who has an argument for being on her level. Mm-hmm. But, like, LeBron doesn't have the rings, even though he's surpassed MJ in a bunch of categories. Tiger had, like, that big accident and, like, a huge gap between his championships, 14 and 15. Mm-hmm. So who's better than Serena? Who's a better GOAT than Serena, honestly?
That's a very good argument to make.
Pure dominance, individually, doubles. I mean, she's been at every facet of her sport. She covered it all on all bases. She she can't play as a team. She did that shit. She won her sister many times. So it's like, I just want to see what the farewell tour is going to be like.
Seriously.
To be honest, like, she has to have one. It's only right that she has one.
It's gonna be definitely dope to see.
So thank you, Serena.
Yes, thank you, Serena. And of course, so that takes us. Let's go into college football now, because as Ace was mentioning earlier before, there were a lot of crazy things with week 1 of college football. Mainly in particular, Brian Kelly's debut as LSU's head coach against Florida State, and didn't really go too well for him, did it?
At all, man, at all. Listen, bro, when it comes down to it, you cannot lose the game on a block kick.
I'm like, all you had to do was go for 2. Your special teams was shitty the entire game, so it was.
Listen,
man.
this is similar to not giving a nigga the ball on the line, knowing that they've been picking up passes all day. Seattle, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very similar to that. But them the breaks, like, he went with the play call that he felt like it could make it. He had faith in his team, which it seems like a bad thing at this point in time. Just know your personality. But I feel you. Like, I get it. It was just a horrible choice. If I'm a quarterback, I'm more tight than anybody else. Y'all can't say shit to me on this
man.
bus.
Know your personnel.
Your personnel.
Sometimes you don't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch when you're in the Super Bowl, right on the goal line.
like he just run 40 people over to get y'all down here, but I'm like.
So I guess that starts off our big losers.
Yes. But before we get to that, but yes, college football the playoff now expanded to 12 teams. They let a bunch more people in as well. Also we got expansion looking forward to with the Big Ten being expanded as well, because you have USC and UCLA going to join them in 2 years. Cincinnati and BYU are going to be with the Big 12 in 2 years. And Texas and Oklahoma are going to be with the SEC in 2 years.
The big thing about the college football playoff being expanded is now we start opening up the playoff to 2 lost teams.
Yeah.
Which has been a huge point of contention over the past couple of years. It's a lot of teams that were extremely good got that second loss, and even the lower level teams that got that first loss, and it took them out of contention. Now we already know football is whoever brings it on that day kind of game. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of new legacies built. We're gonna look at a lot of legacies differently moving forward. It's a new era of college football.
2024 is the goal, is the target year. By 2024, they're looking for it.
For it to be fully integrated?
For it to be fully integrated, 12 teams.
I'm here for it, because there's gonna be a lot of. Remember when y'all said we wasn't good enough? Run that.
Alabama versus Coastal Carolina gonna go crazy.
Run that. Run that. Immediately.
And now we're gonna have programs building up their program, understanding that now we can compete.
And the recruiting's gonna explode too.
Ooh,
especially
NIL.
Man, that's the only reason this happens, because NIL.
Listen,
but yes.
And hopefully, we can get NCAA back.
Yes, indeed.
They've been talking about that.
But you know what? But I'll tell you someone that does need to make a comeback. The damn Yankees.
Listen,
So I already know you're happy about the Mets doing what they doing.
listen. As a Yankees fan, right?
Okay.
We all we've had the most successful dynasty. Let somebody else eat.
Yo, listen. Every time
feel me?
somebody say the
Let
word
the Mets
Yankees, I need
sleep.
Aaron to cue a graphic that say "fuck them."
It's crazy. It's crazy how they went from having we're gonna give it our best shot to now they have open bat day and shit like that. Y'all remember y'all was slumming it?
We got new ownership, nigga.
Yeah. So now you're not slumming it no more. Y'all wanna act like y'all praying. Don't stop it.
We got new ownership, nigga.
Yeah, you're close to
It
it.
is new.
And people who are
Hey, who
actually
got the
willing
most
to
World
spend
Series?
money.
Like I
Talk
said,
it, man.
Right?
And who got
at
the
least y'all
Hold on.
got
Whose side do you want? Who got the most World
know,
Series?
Hey, you can
He
answer
doesn't
the
even
question.
like baseball.
I don't, but speaking objectively, right? Like, the Mets' new ownership has been willing to spread money around in a way that...
Yeah.
They were talking
The Mets-
tiny at one point.
It's a
The
whole
Mets and the Jets.
They were talking
It's just crazy how the two sub teams in New York City seem to be making all the moves. I don't understand. You see what I'm like? The Mets and the Jets.
Yo,
yeah,
bro.
Mets, Jets, a little
We
bit.
gonna
of
talk
that.
in October, bro.
Yeah, the
We gonna
conference.
talk in October, bro. You worry about that little four-game lead you got over there.
All right, we gonna see.
Focus up.
Yes.
Y'all need it.
Listen,
And of
when you get
and of
double-digit
course-
World Series, let me know.
Hey, yo, lock in. Hey, yo,
And of course,
lock in.
Yes, lock in. And of course, the World Cup, of course, is going to be held this November and December, live from Qatar. Of course, they had to do it in the winter months because it's too hot to do it in the summer months. But a lot riding on the U.S. men's national team. Like personally, like one of my dark horses is probably going to be France again. I think that France still has all like the requisite pieces, but it's going to be very interesting to see what the U.S. has been able to put together around Christian Pulisic and like him being the boy wonder, the golden boy.
Listen,
Like,
my dark horse is still Germany, still a favorite for me.
yeah.
But I'm excited
Germany.
to see the U.S. finally get out of the second round with a win, so I can actually kind of like claim them. Like it's like in the World Cup world, bro. You do not say your team is America. You just don't. Like you just don't. Even rednecks don't say America. They be like Argentina.
I got a confession. Well, I ain't gonna go there right now. I got a confession. Alright, I know this is gonna be a big surprise to everybody because I know I'm the legend. You know what I'm saying? They think I'm the oracle, all knowing and stuff like that, which you typically, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know nothing about this soccer stuff. You feel me?
I got you.
So I need you to teach me about football,
Got you.
the other kind.
I got you.
Alright?
Got you.
Alright.
I got you. My bread and butter, kids. And of course, I got you on that. I got you on that too, man, because I know that you're the same. You're like, I don't know this shit. But I got y'all on
You never
that.
really watched
I
soccer,
got you
bro?
on
I know
that.
as much as
no,
Ted Lasso.
No, I used to play. That's why. But,
I'm Caribbean. That's just a prerequisite. Sunday. That's
exactly.
Sunday. That's it. Every Caribbean member I'm here just now.
Exactly. But speaking of football, let's get back to the other kind real quick because, like I said, season starts tomorrow, and we got 4 games that everyone needs to make sure that they put on their radar. So, of course, first is the one tomorrow, Bills versus Rams. So, we got the defending Super Bowl champions versus MVP favorite Josh Allen. Everybody thinks that Josh Allen is the presumptive MVP. I personally think it's going to be Lamar Jackson because him playing without a fucking contract, he's going to like
He got
do
something to prove.
yeah, he's going to do something
I
crazy
think it's
with
gonna
Wild
be
and
Justin Herbert.
You think it's going to be Justin Herbert?
That's tough.
That's tough. He's definitely a candidate. He's definitely a candidate. Like my
Real
candidates
quick.
are Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow.
Rookie of the years, real quick.
Rookie of the years. I'm gonna say offensive rookie of the year. I'm probably gonna say Breece Hall.
It don't even matter. I'm going Sauce Gardner.
Going Sauce Gardner. Defensive
2
rookie
Jets.
of the year. 2 Jets. I'm telling you,
Alright.
the Jets put the draft around, bro.
I think
Y'all just-
offensively,
We'll see how
I
it
hate the
shakes out.
fact that Flacco's starting for y'all though.
Yeah, they should really be starting Mike White or
Yes,
or
they should be
Chris.
starting Mike White.
Like, the Jets were 3-0 in
They
this
should be starting Mike,
preseason,
but they should
and
not be
they
starting
came
Joe
from behind
Flacco.
with
I
Chris
think
Taylor each
offensively
game.
it'll be Chris Olave.
Okay.
He's in a perfect position to have a
Ooh,
great
definitely,
season.
That is true.
definitely. And also,
Rookie of the year.
speaking of offense, we got Packers versus Vikings on Sunday.
Oh, you got
4:25.
the cowboy
Huh?
The cowboy, you already know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
The cow, that's my guy. He don't give a fuck about nothing. Nothing. That nigga said, I'm gonna do it by myself.
Yep, pretty much. So back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers, he's going up against who I believe is going to win the NFC North and the Vikings with new coach Kevin O'Connell, because they're gonna explode, bro. I'm telling you, Kirk Cousins is gonna have a monster year. I think Justin Jefferson's gonna.
Is he finally gonna be being a 50-50 quarterback this year?
I think that he.
Cause he getting paid like one.
He's getting paid like one. He's getting paid like one. I'll tell you that right now.
I need his agent.
So then, everyone presumes it's his final season. I think that it is indeed his final season coming back from retirement. Tom Brady.
Giselle's praying for it every night.
Fam!
Yo, I have never seen a woman hate up man's job so much.
He's like
she hates this nigga's job.
again.
Especially if you're like the greatest person to ever do your job, you know?
It's like, babe, they need me. Come on, like I'm the greatest of all time. Like that's your excuse every time. Babe, they need me. It's me. Stop.
But when she the breadwinner, it kind of don't hit the same.
She does scream like woman again, right?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, she been making She been having $50 million deals since this
Yeah,
nigga was
yeah.
like a rookie in the league. Bro.
That's a whole fact. And then, of course, and they take on the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, they just lost Tyron Smith. So they're this is the first time we're seeing Dak without an offensive line, basically. So we'll see what he does against.
He gonna
The Bucs are
fold.
going to dominate that
He
game.
gonna fold. Dak not built like that.
And speaking of not built like that, you know who else isn't built like that? Geno Smith. So the Seahawks are going to host my Broncos on Monday Night Football, coupled with Russell Wilson. I think they're going to give him a standing ovation when he walks in there. I mean, he was there for 10 years.
Respectfully.
Super Bowl. Respectfully, they're going to give him a standing ovation. And he's probably going to throw for a little over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns and sit out the fourth quarter. Like, I think that the Seahawks know exactly what they're doing. They're tanking on purpose because they're projected to get Bryce Young next year.
I told you,
So,
the kid, Bryce Young,
they're
is
doing
good.
exactly what they're doing, but I think that Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, and and Kirk Cousins are all going to have really good first games of this season. Any of these games stand out to y'all? Maybe a game I didn't mention probably stand out to y'all.
Bills Rams.
I like
Bills
that.
Rams stand out to
I
you?
think Bills win that game. I think
Yep.
the Rams end up. I think the Rams end up starting a little slower, but they get it together
Yeah.
and start getting to it. You know, I see them. I don't really see that Super Bowl hangover for them, like the season long thing where they just have a
Matt
horrible
Stafford said
season.
he's ready to go. He had his little injury thing.
Yeah, I think they'll be good. I think they'll have a solid season and they'll be able to make a good deep run in the playoffs again. But I think they start off a little slower this year.
Yeah.
I'm
I get
good.
it.
And the Bills still got the bad taste in their mouth from the way that
Yeah.
Kansas City game ended. They added Von Miller, so it's just
Yeah. I really think that. Yeah, and I agree with you there. I think that the Bills have something to prove. I have the Bills winning that game by a touchdown, not a field goal, by a touchdown. The line is about 3, so Vegas has them winning by a field goal anyway. But I think that Josh Allen scores one more touchdown than Matthew Stafford does, and that defense really holds up.
But that's
You
pretty
think it's a
incredible.
shootout, or do
The,
you think that it's a defensive stand?
I think it's
Defensive stand.
I think it's a defensive stand. I don't think either team is really gonna get their footing with their offenses just yet. I think that especially with Sean McDermott wanted to make a point himself with this defense that didn't do as well as we all pegged them to during the playoffs last year when they fell to the Chiefs. So I think that it's really going to be one of those defensive games. Of course, I think Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, you still got to worry about them. Like, even though Von Miller is no longer, you subtract Von Miller, you add Bobby Wagner. So I think that it's going to be a big defensive game. I'm going to say Bills take that 28-21.
But incredible that they're favored in Vegas, given that the Rams are just coming off of a Super Bowl win.
The Bills have such a stacked team.
The Bills are great.
The Bills are insane.
I think that's really what it comes down to. I think off rip, you already know. Typically, the Super Bowl winners of last year lose their first game of the next season.
It's so
Number two,
so deep, man.
Yeah, like that Bills team is crazy. That Bills team is one of the strongest teams we've seen over the last 10 years.
It was just a coin flip, and they would have been. And who knows? They might have made it all the way to the Super Bowl and beaten the Bengals
I had them
too.
going to the Super Bowl last year. I definitely have them going this year. Like my dark horse, of course, is are the Ravens, but I could essentially see Bills versus Ravens in the AFC Championship.
You're not close to Ravens?
Huh?
The Ravens?
I think so. If Lamar Jackson has a season I think he's gonna have,
Who he throwing the ball to?
he still got Mark Andrews over there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he still got Mark Andrews.
Alright. And what else? That receiver room looked like this room. Just 5 ordinary niggas.
Any game sent out to y'all?
I want to see what Aaron's gonna do, especially after giving Green Bay.
Lose?
After giving Green Bay that fuck.
They do have a great defensive front now.
Yeah.
They have a great, but that's what they're gonna be. They're gonna be a defensive team. That's what I think
That's
it's
fine.
gonna be with them.
Yo, you remember what I said last year towards the end of the playoffs? Talking about Eli Apple? That's what I gotta say to the Packers. Don't get smoked. Don't get smoked. Don't get smoked. They ain't got shit over there.
Oh man, of course I'm looking forward to Broncos Seahawks, but also another homecoming. Baker plays his old team as well, because I think Carolina goes to Cleveland.
How do you think that game's gonna go, Phil?
I think that game's gonna be hilarious. I don't know if y'all saw the T-shirts that Baker Mayfield have out already. He's like unleashed shit like that, took the leash off, whatever. I'm like, wow. I think the Browns are actually gonna win that game. To be honest with you.
Yo, if the Browns win that game, bro, you not gonna want to hear what I got to say you on Thursday the way you acted last season.
No, remember, we made amends for that.
You right.
Remember, we made amends for that.
You right. My bad.
But
We made amends for that.
I am not a Baker fan. I think Cleveland.
I think
Cleveland is not a Baker fan.
I think he's gonna
either.
get so embarrassed, bro.
He's not going to get the warm reception Russell's going to get in Seattle.
Hell
That's for
no.
sure.
Yo, you know what I was thinking
Hell
about?
no.
I was like, damn, son, Baker Mayfield is the Henry Cejudo of the NFL.
Yep.
But Henry Cejudo won something.
Nah, seriously. Okay, but yeah, we're definitely going to be looking out for these games amongst other things. So we're going to take one more break, y'all. When we get back, you already know what time it is, back for season 3. It's the return of Ace's Hate List. Do not go anywhere, y'all. It is TBR. We'll be right back after this.
Yes, you will be.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back to the Break Room Sports Podcast, back for season 3, ladies and gentlemen. In the place to be. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what time it is. It's our favorite time of the night. It's been long enough, and it is back. The one, the only, Ace's Hate List. Sir Ace, take it away, my nigga.
Alright. So for the inaugural, I can't say inaugural, but for the opening episode's hate list, we're going to start off real smooth and give y'all a little recap of what the hate list is.
Please.
It is a fluid list that changes on a weekly basis of the most hate-worthy actions, athletes, and organizations over the last week. So we're going to start off with number 5, and that is LSU. LSU gotta get this smoke, man. LSU gotta get this smoke. And here's why LSU gotta get this smoke. Y'all niggas been practicing since March or April in spring training to get out here for Brian Kelly's inaugural season at Louisiana State to lose because of special teams plays. If y'all would have missed the kick, I would have respected
Those are
it.
special teams, yo.
Even though that would have been terrible, because that would have been 2 missed kicks in the game. If y'all would have lost off of that, I would have respected it. But you cannot tell me that y'all lost the first game of this man's career in Louisiana State University because y'all can't block and protect the kicker? That's craziness. Y'all deserve this number 5. But you feel me? I think they're gonna rectify it and have a pretty strong season. But they had to get that smoke. They had no business losing to Florida State.
I'm angrier at Brian Kelly for not going for 2. Like, you knew your special teams was shit the whole game. Just win the game.
Bro, you telling me that I can't get an extra point from y'all niggas?
Yo, I think it was a group fail.
How do you fuck up an extra point?
Call it a group fail, man.
It's an extra, it's extra, bro.
No,
It's an extra, bro. It's a
extra
bonus,
point.
bro. It's a free throw, bro. How do you
it's
fuck up
one
an extra
shot.
point?
It's a chip shot. I
That's-
totally agree with you.
Because y'all couldn't protect him. It's not like it was a 50-yarder where the nigga had to take extra
Word.
steps to kick it.
Especially
so
after
you
what
need
the
extra
QB did.
protection
I
time.
agree.
It was
I
an
agree.
extra point, bro. They not getting that off. Number 4, Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy for the first ever joint
Yo!
hate-list member. Because
Yo!
why was you hating on niggas for going to live to do the same thing? That's haterade, bro. That's real hateration.
Speaking of which, you just reminded me. Here's a stat for that ass. We were talking about, previously, we were talking about the Live Golf Tour and all these players jumping to the Live Golf Tour. I'm so happy that you put these two. As much, like, it's
You know what I'm
Tiger,
saying?
Rory, but here's some news for y'all. You know that all these players in the Live Golf Tour, they can still like be in the Masters and all these other tournaments because those are independent entities.
Oh, so they was just hating the hate?
They were just hating to hate.
You telling me that Tiger Woods think he hate better than me?
I guess so. He
No,
and
listen,
Rory.
bro.
Because at this rate, it's like, hey, how you gonna blame people now? It's the exact same thing.
That's out of pocket, bro, and hypocritical. And if it's one thing I hate, it's hypocrisy. You feel me?
Yep. That wasn't good.
Which brings me to number 3, the hypocrisy word.
Uh-oh.
Kevin Durant. Yo, let me be clear about something, bro. KD,
Boy.
that Oklahoma City team, the way they had potential to be great with Westbrook and KD and James Harden,
Reggie Barker.
bro, if we add up all of the hate list appearances, they might really be the GOAT to the hate list, bro. Legit. Between Westbrook, Harden, and KD, they've had more hate list appearances than any other organization we've seen. Maybe. It's another nigga. It's another organization on this list that
More
might be
appearances
there.
than championships.
But-
too.
Like I said, bro, KD done got signed all season. It was terrible. He done tried to flex his muscle in all different ways. But if you know anything about KD, he don't got no muscle to flex in the first place. You feel me? That was terrible, bro.
In a real sense.
Bro, first, these niggas get swept in the first round of the playoffs. Then the nigga had the nerve and the audacity
And he had mitigated gall.
to ask for a trade to another contender. Bro, you're a hoe, bro. You are work for hire, bro. This is terrible. We never seen no shit like this. And they wanted to kill Bron and wanted to kill all of these niggas for this nigga to go from his own situation to go sleep on Steph Curry couch and then go to Brooklyn and do nothing and then ask for a trade to another nigga couch? That shit is ridiculous, bro. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Niggas is telling me that he the greatest player in the world and he can't even flex his muscle to get his coach fired? Magic Johnson got his coach fired in his first couple years in the league.
Couple years in the league, he did.
Bro, what are we talking about, bro?
That's a lot.
That shit is
Damn,
terrible.
Steve Nash.
It's terrible. We don't got... Listen, man, if there's one
Terrible.
thing that niggas is gonna have,
Terrible.
it's audacity.
Audacity.
Which brings me to number 2.
Uh-oh.
Miles Bridges.
Really?
Bro, this nigga
Unemployed.
Miles Bridges was on the way to $150 million fully guaranteed, because this ain't the NFL, bro. Fully guaranteed. Niggas don't let this nigga get away with being a rapper. This nigga in videos talking about how his niggas popping Percocet and shooting people and smacking females and shit like that. All of this shit is in his music, and this nigga fucked up the bag because he wanted to live that shit. This nigga is lucky to be a free man. Which I say free in quotations, because we don't even know how that situation gonna play out. But going from 150 million guaranteed to unemployment is crazy. Damn, homie. Last year he was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you?
Oh no.
Which brings me to number one. Homie.
Oh boy.
Because at one point in time, every free agent, they was like, yo, why wouldn't they want to go here? This is the spot. It's the destination.
I know.
It's the Mecca.
I know who number one is. Yep.
Who's number
The
one?
Knicks.
The Knicks.
More so, James Dolan. Because this just give me a good opportunity just to coagulate all the bullshit.
I think I said coagulate.
You got a conglomerate.
Listen, bro. We gonna start with this, bro. These niggas got tampering charges for Jalen Brunson.
They could have
Jalen
kept their mouth shut
fucking
for a couple
Brunson.
days.
Who the fuck get tampering charges for Jalen Brunson? If it was Brown, I could understand. If it was Dame, I could understand. If it was Donovan Mitchell, I could understand.
I gotta ask you this.
Who the fuck gets tampering charges for Jalen Brunson?
I didn't even want the nigga, so don't ask me.
This nigga,
Don't ask me.
bro.
Don't ask me, Ace. I didn't want this nigga.
Bro,
I didn't want this nigga.
do this nigga got an all-star appearance?
Nope.
Is this nigga on a fucking cereal box somewhere?
No.
He has.
Who is this nigga?
He has won some college championships, right?
Bro,
What have you done for
Stop.
me lately?
Stop.
That is what the league is.
Stop.
What have you done for me lately? We talk shit about
Okay,
Kevin Durant,
he-
and he's a two-time MVP.
Talking about Villanova.
Jalen Brunson has never run point full time, and
He wasn't supposed to make it to the league. You
he
6'1".
had one. He had
Matthew-
one good. He had
Matthew,
one good
look at me.
playoff. He had one good playoff.
Matthew, look at me.
Looking.
Stop it. Stop the cap.
Are you serious right now?
Stop the cap. Jalen Brunson was not the piece we needed.
I
definitely
think,
not for tampering.
I think he was not worth getting.
Niggas got tampering charges.
And he was not worth 104 million.
Bro,
I would have.
The Lakers got tampering charges for Anthony Davis. Prime Anthony Davis. Like, look like he might be able to play 60 games, Anthony Davis.
Yep, the Knicks really.
The
fumbled
Knicks
that
got
one.
tampering charges for Jalen fucking Brunson. He wasn't even the nigga on his team, nigga. If it was for Luka, I can understand
He
it.
was number 2
He was number 2.
behind Luka. He's
No, he
the
wasn't.
second best player.
No, he's not.
By
on
default,
the
'cause
Mavs.
who the fuck else was it? If Tim Hardaway Jr. was back, we wouldn't give a fuck about no Jalen Brunson, nigga.
That's why I said.
That's it right there.
Jalen Brunson is my height.
6'1",
Yeah, he's
bro.
6'1".
And niggas got tampering charge. That's them. That's him. We ain't even get to this Donovan Mitchell shit. Them niggas fucked up the Donovan Mitchell pack to re-sign R.J. Barrett.
Yep. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Hold
move.
on.
Bro,
I'm telling
no,
you, we had this
I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to hear this shit, bro. I don't want to hear this shit, bro.
It was really signed to Julius Randle that. Be honest with you.
Bro,
I get.
I don't give a fuck.
I get what the deal was.
I don't give
They wanted
a
RJ, but I get you. No, we not for what.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Bro, these niggas went through all of this shit. All of the hoopla of the offseason
I get it.
to bring in Jalen Brunson and re-sign R.J. Barrett and Mitchell fucking Robinson, nigga.
They didn't make many big moves. They didn't have the best offseason.
Bro,
But I think that the
this
Knicks,
is the
Knicks are much
epitome
better.
of mediocrity, bro.
But the Knicks are much better than they than their record was last season.
I think we got a new Bell bondsman for the season, son. I think you might have gave up your bag.
Phil over here like, yeah, nigga, thank you.
Listen, this shit is terrible, bro. This shit is terrible, bro.
It's terrible for the simple fact that we
For the last 100 years, the Knicks been trying to get a marquee free agent in a position
For the
where
last 100 years.
But
Stop
Donovan
it,
Mitchell
bro.
isn't it. Donovan
Bro.
Mitchell, look what he did with the Jazz.
I
Even
just
with-
turned 25 and the Knicks been trash my whole fucking life. My whole fucking life.
But,
you know how
but
long my whole
Donovan
fucking
Mitchell
life
wouldn't
is?
make them contenders.
Bro,
Donovan Mitchell
it's a piece
get
though.
them
It's a
into
piece though.
the playoffs.
Bro, it's a
get
piece
them
because now
into
you
the
got
second
Jalen
round.
Brunson, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Emmanuel Quickly, you got Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, but you got to give up Q dot and you gotta give up Obi Toppin.
I don't give a fuck. I take them niggas.
No, you give it up.
Grimes is.
They didn't want him.
They didn't want him?
They didn't want him. He wasn't in the deal. Fuck, bro. No, give them niggas
Jalen
up, bro.
6'1". Donovan Mitchell, 6'1".
I don't-
If that's your starting point guard and shooting guard, they are going to get.
Yo, let me explain something to you, bro. You might have had a point if they didn't want him. If you might have had a point if they didn't want him. They wanted him. They fucking blew it. If they didn't want him, I wouldn't even be having them on this list. They wanted him. They identified what they wanted, made a path towards it, and fucked it up by themselves.
Oh my
They
God.
did it.
I really think RJ's best days are ahead of him. I think that RJ is going to get an all-star
You don't think
berth
Donovan Mitchell?
in the next
you don't-
2 years.
Bro, let me explain something to you. The successful next 2 years, I'll simplify it. The next step for RJ Barrett is to be what Donovan Mitchell was 2 years ago.
Yep.
Fuck him.
sense.
Give him up. Ship him out. I'll pack his shit and get him out of here, and I'm not even a Knicks fan. I ain't never seen no meaningful game happen in the Garden, and I'm 25 fucking years old. Fuck him. Get him out of here. So that was the first 8 to 10 minutes for this season.
Boy,
You feel me?
I felt that hate.
Who hate better than me?
Nobody, baby.
Better than anybody else, fam?
Absolutely not.
Now I gotta ask the question to Matt. You better than anybody else, Matt?
I gotta say, if you're giving me the ability to do so, I want to bail out the Knicks.
Your shit has been revoked, bro.
Fuck Dolan, but
It's revoked, bro.
the Knicks are patient.
You Matthew for the next week. I want you on this. I never called you Matthew before in my life, but you Matthew for the next week.
Leon Rose knows what he's doing.
And I'm adding an honorary piece on this hate list just for you.
I trust in the process. I trust Rose.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good decision maker.
Trust the
and,
process, huh?
And I think the Knicks
Season
are
3 go crazy over here.
How that worked out for
Knicks are
Jerry
heading in the
Colangelo?
right direction.
Exactly. Oh God.
You about to have me start sweating in here?
Oh shit.
You're gonna see quickly when he
Matt.
take a step. Quentin Grimes is gonna take a step forward.
I don't know what step. I don't know what step Quentin's really gonna take. When
Matt.
Quentin needs to have the ball.
How many steps do these niggas need to take to equal Donovan Mitchell? Like a marathon? You could fill up a Fitbit with the amount of steps they need to take. Stop it, bro.
You see,
Stop it, bro.
we will see how it plays out this season.
Who was the
gotta
hold on, who was the
understand,
trade package? Who was the trade package? It was because I figured that we still.
Quickly with
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
it was Barrett quickly,
Bruh.
and they wanted
That's hilarious.
No,
three first.
They didn't want Barrett. They
didn't want
They wanted
That was
Barrett.
one package.
They wanted Barrett.
I'm not saying they redid the deal, right?
And the package that the last package quickly wasn't even in that package. It was like Mitchell Robinson, bum ass RJ Barrett, and one of them, Obi Toppin and some picks. My nigga,
Nah.
get them niggas, ship them niggas, bro.
Reason-
Get them niggas the fuck out of here.
Reason-
That ain't
reason-
nothing but a
no,
pack of rats.
no.
Get them up
you don't
out
watch
of
Listen,
here.
wait, hold on.
Bro,
Wait, hold on, wait, stop, wait, hold on,
Let me
hold
be
on,
clear,
hold on, I got you. We need Mitchell because who the fuck we gonna keep? Nerlens Noels and Taj Gibson?
Who the fuck is gonna score in the fourth quarter? Both of these niggas is one-handed. Jalen Brunson got some shit going on, but I swear to God, bro,
It's a one-hand team. Fucking Julius Randle can't go right. What do you want us to?
bro, you could run a one-court zone and put one nigga on the right side of the court and put 4 niggas on the left side of the court, and they're gonna leave because they can't fucking score.
Call these niggas unidextrous.
What are you talking about, bro?
You gotta talk to your boy, Tom Thibodeau, to be honest with you. Because really,
Yo.
It all falls under James fucking Dolan.
Oh no,
It all falls under the same nigga.
we had this
It's the
conversation.
same nigga.
But nobody's gonna
Everything
listen.
wrong with New
Now
York
I know
is
how
the same
Cowboys
nigga,
fans
bro.
feel.
What did I tell you?
Now I know how.
Nobody's gonna play for New York as long as James Dolan owns it.
Bro,
Nobody wants to play for New York.
Like how
we
Cowboys
just
fans feel.
That's what I
this
said.
nigga, bro.
Right? Jerry Jones is
Jerry Jones is the James Dolan.
Is the James
of the-
Dolan.
They're hand in hand. They should go
is
fishing. They should go fishing. It'd be great from their like $1 billion fucking yachts.
Yeah, they need to go
Draft
fishing and somebody needs to sink the fucking boat. Get them out of here.
Word.
Definitely. I'm tired of being a New York shit. Cause that's the worst shit to be having. You talk to a girl, she's like, yo, so, okay, you watch basketball? I'm like, yeah. My next fan, she's like, oh. But you never watch basketball, baby.
The Knicks need to play their youth. I think Toppin, Grimes, and Quickly have a lot they can still show if they're given the minutes.
The last thing I'm gonna say is this, bro. You don't understand what this basketball shit is about. This basketball shit comes down to what, like we seen in the finals. When it comes down to it, somebody gotta get a fucking bucket, and they don't got nobody to do that shit when it really fucking matters.
Barrett is gonna be that guy.
Let me know how that works out for you, bro.
We'll see. That's definitely something to look forward to.
This is a great episode.
This was a great episode. Season 3 is back and better than ever. How y'all like first episode of season 3, huh? Yes, indeed. Next week, we're going to check up on our fantasy football rankings as well, because, of course, you all know that we had our fantasy football draft in our pilot before this episode. So make sure that y'all stay tuned for more updates on that. And ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for joining us for season 3 premiere of the Break Room Sports Podcast. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Phil, aka Scorpio P, Ace of Legynd. Where can they find you, big homie?
At ACETHELEGYND. Who hit better than me, man?
Nobody, baby. Nick the Model, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social media at NickTheModel, NickTheModel, or hashtag your favorite stepdad.
Now, where can they find
Please,
you?
it's just Matthew. And
He's embracing this shit, okay? So, you know what's gonna happen.
_YOU_D on IG.
Yes, indeed. And of course, your boy Phil, aka Scorpio P. Find me on all social media at Mr. Philliams. That's MrPhilliams. Music on all streaming platforms. Scorpio P would appear at the end of the P. Makes a difference, trust me. And shout out, as always, to the one and only Aaron Ross for holding this down, Mr. Aaron Ross. Let them know where they can find you real quick, bro.
It's on the screen.
There it is, right there. He's working behind the board, so I'll just let him just put it up there. But yo, ladies and gentlemen, great season premiere. We will see y'all next week as usual. Until then, peace and love, and enjoy Bills versus Rams tomorrow. All right. Peace out, y'all. Yeah.